So let's now look at what are the different data types and modifiers available in Java. So first let's look at the data types. We have the character data type, integer types, floating, and Boolean. Character data types, we have the data type char. Integer types, we have short, int, long. We also have something called as byte. Floating types, we have the float and the double. And Boolean, of course, is Boolean. Now, according to the JVM specification, all the character data type sizes are standard. It does not change across platform. So, for char, it is 2 bytes. In C, it was 1, but here it is 2 bytes because to the support of the Unicode characters. That is, support to all different language characters. Short is 2 bytes, int is 4 bytes, long is 8, and byte is 1 byte. Again, float is 2 bytes, float is 4 bytes, double is 8, and Boolean is 1 bit. For Boolean, the values can only be of true or false, all in lowercase. These cannot be replaced with 1 and 0 like we used to do in C. We have arrays. Arrays are objects in Java. So if you want to create, for example, an integer array, you would create it likewise. For example, int num. This bracket can be placed either after or anywhere before. Is equal to, you need to say new int followed by how many elements in an array. So since arrays are objects, you can create arrays for your user defined types, which are nothing but classes. So suppose you want to create 10 objects of class A, you need not create 10 variables, different variables, and create an instance. You can have an array of class A type. Notice here, when you are creating an array for class A, you will not use the round bracket, so there is no concept of constructor getting called here. It's rather how many elements in a square bracket. So now what happens here is, you get ARR, a memory space for ARR, okay? Now with 5 elements, ARR would be pointing to 5 elements. Each of the element value should hold an object of A. Right now, since they're not initialized, their initial value would be null. So if you want to place a reference here, you take the array index and instantiate into it like this. Similarly, if you're creating a 2-dimensional array, for example, you can have each of the rows with different lengths in 2-dimensional array. For example, you can say ARR of 0 of 3 is equal to, then create an instance here. likewise. Similarly, for the next element, you can have 10 elements. So you can have different lengths for an array in a 2-dimension. Now let's look at the different modifiers in Java. We have seen the abstract keyword, which is a modifier. We will come across what is known as static, final, native, transient, synchronized, and the access specifiers.